I'm sure you're all familiar with the philosopher Judith Thompson and her um, uh, pro-abortion, pro-legal abortion, excuse me, argument based on a kind of Kafkaesque scenario in which the Society of Music Lovers has kidnapped you and attached your body to a brilliant violinist who is going to die but he needs your particular body as a life support system for 9 months. And this brilliant top of the line violinist will be dead unless he is supported by your body for 9 months. Okay. And she uses that as a parallel to pregnancy, and the reason she has to use this very strange Kafkaesque experience is because nature doesn't provide us with anything that's not pregnancy that is similar to pregnancy. Now, a lot of people have found flaws with the argument based on the fact that, well, except for rape victims, most of the females who got pregnant voluntarily engaged in an act that could lead to pregnancy. And the other flaw is that we generally hold parents of both sexes responsible for their children in ways that we don't hold strangers responsible for people. That's why, like, giving up a kidney would not be required, or giving up blood would not be required. But a uterus is actually made for the purpose of housing the unborn, okay? Those are the arguments usually made about this thing. Now, I'm going to sound like a true freak here, because you know why this thing has never impressed me much, this scenario? Okay, I know that I'm going to probably going to, reinforce my freakishness. I've always thought I'd keep them linked. And yes, you heard that right. I've always thought what I would do if I was a judge or something, and the person who had been kidnapped and attached to the violinist asked to be detached from the violinist at the expense of letting the violinist die. What I would do is I'd bring in a lot of entertainers to keep the person who was attached entertained. Do you like rap music? Do you like jazz? Do you like comedy? I'd ask them what kind of entertainment they like and have it brought into them. I demand that the Society of Music Lovers give them very generous compensation. I mean, I think that if somebody's going to go through 9 months of that Kafkaesque ordeal, they should be compensated. They should be entertained. But I'd keep them linked. I'd keep that violinist alive. It just always seemed to me that the life of that person would have been worth it. Because the other person isn't going to die. They're going to be dramatically inconvenienced. But, you could bring in a bunch of acrobats or jugglers, rappers, jazz musicians, classical musicians, strippers, whatever, to entertain the person. You could bring in some tutors so that the person's not really wasting their time. You could raise money, I'd make it worth the person's while, but I keep them linked it's only 9 months. It's only 9 months. It's going to keep somebody else alive. And,